Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope you guys having a good day, or hoping that you guys have better days ahead. This is Marlon here. This is episode 101 of Mushroom City in Minecraft. Welcome. Well, just so you know, folks, we are going to do the weather, but we're actually going to do the weather for the first hour, and then the second hour we're going to play Minecraft. But that's how we usually do. I mean, the whole stream lasts for about 2 hours. And then by the end of the 2 hour stream, I usually end the stream with the weather topic of the day, and I do have something in mind. Or at least I used to. Or I don't know. Either way, there should be the weather topic of the day at the end of the stream, which is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alright. Oh, and also, just importantly, I apologize for not showing up yesterday, because I was sick, I had a headache, and me having a headache means that I would have ended up not being able to provide you guys the best national weather discussion, and it would have hurt my head. Because it was so stressful to have a headache, but now it's mostly clear. But speaking of mostly clear, let's talk about the weather, shall we? Okay, so what do we got? Okay, 8 active weather alerts. We only have 8 special weather statements, but they're not specific, which means there are no thunderstorms as of right now. I mean, no severe weather whatsoever. Now we take a look at the overall picture. We do have an area of low pressure in Canada, and it's got an occluded front that's located in western New York, and then becomes a cold front as it swings through the Appalachian Mountains into Alabama, New Orleans, then into Mexico, and then it transitions into a stationary front, but in Mexico, and then crosses it back to the U.S., becomes a warm front through New Mexico, Colorado, and then through Utah. Near Salt Lake City, it becomes a stationary front, but then it becomes a cold front through western Utah, Nevada, and northern California, with an area of low pressure just located near San Francisco. Oh, look at that, folks. Quite a significance, folks, that you guys are seeing. Now, there is a warm front that's located also in western Pennsylvania, but moving into eastern West Virginia. Just stops there. There's a stationary front that's located in southeast Alabama through Georgia, the Carolinas, the Delmarva Peninsula, and all the way to New York City. So that means that we do have plenty of wet weather along the East Coast and throughout the parts of the Great Plains and the Great Lakes, and as well as the Great Basin, with not so great weather, and as well as in southern Texas. Alright, let's zoom in, folks. So, what do we got? Let's see. In the past 3 hours, we've been getting some wet weather. Though, mostly, there are lots of rain all across the East Coast, from West Virginia all the way to Boston. But in northern New England, there are some snow, especially up in the Adirondacks and western New York. Though some were in the form of rain, but then just froze and then end up becoming lake effect snow. Alright, and now we go further down south. Plenty of storms from the Carolinas all the way down to New Orleans, but as well as parts of Florida. But for some reason, it's quite clear throughout from places like Jacksonville to Tampa. Right behind the cold front's all clear, but however, there are special weather statements, and why is that? Well, it does indicate that there will be some freezing rain that's going to last throughout the entirety of Monday and into early Tuesday morning. And where is that? That's in southwestern Arkansas to southeastern Oklahoma. In South Texas, some showers, maybe rumbles of thunder, especially just west of San Antonio. But just not in a widespread fashion. There's plenty more in the southern tip of Texas. Now we go to the Midwest. There is another special weather statement. And it has to do with some snow and possibly some sleet. But it's going to last... it's going to end up becoming an issue from Monday night and into Tuesday morning. So better be ready for that, folks. Right now, there are plenty of mixtures of rain and snow, but mostly snow in northern Michigan, Wisconsin, and northern Minnesota. Rains are falling on the eastern side of the great southeastern part of Lake Michigan, as well as Lake Erie, Lake Huron, as well as Lake Ontario. But once it goes through land, all that rain transitions into snow. So that part is not going to be fun. Hold on. Sorry about that, folks. Elsewhere throughout the Ohio Valley, well, nothing much is going on except for this, but whatevs, you know. I'm kidding. Anyway, just a few flurries to the west of Columbus and right near Dayton. Nothing much in North Dakota, but with some flurries though, as well as South Dakota, Nebraska, and plenty of snow in the central part of Kansas throughout the past 3 hours though. But otherwise, they're in the clear, but it's not really much the case. Just some few snow showers, some flurries. And we go to the Northern Rockies. All is clear except for southeastern Idaho, where there are some mountain snow valley rains just southeast of Pocatello, near Preston, into Logan, and crossing into Salt Lake City. And in Wyoming, plenty of snow showers, plenty to go around, folks. Especially in Cheyenne, where there's plenty of snow, just located in and around the city. As well as for folks in Denver. But there's plenty of rains throughout various parts of western Colorado. That all depends on the temperature profile and elevation, folks. The rest of Utah, plenty of mountain snow and valley rains, but some maybe in the form of sleet right along I-15, and that's an issue, especially folks just located northeast of St. George in Utah. Pop-up showers and storms right along the interstate. Salt Lake City getting snowed. Nevada. Much of Nevada is good, just on the southeastern part of the state. There are some pop-up showers moving into St. George. But Las Vegas is dodging a bullet right now. In the desert southwest, nothing much that's going on. Maybe a few showers in the past 3 hours, just located north of Flagstaff. And as well as north of Santa Fe and Albuquerque. In California, well, we do have plenty of special weather statements, and yet it has to do with burn ban, meaning that there are conditions in Southern California that does make the air much toxic. That's very toxic. Most likely it has to do with the atmospheric temperature inversion. Hey Wild, welcome. Hope you having a good day, or hoping that you have better days ahead. For me, well, let's just say that it was a fine weekend, or rather make that an extended weekend, because I had Thanksgiving and Black Friday. But so far, my Thanksgiving was alright. I mean, it was just a turkey. It was a Thanksgiving sandwich, meaning that I had pulled turkey on a long roll, which is pretty good. I mean, because considering, you know, low attendance, but you know, we'll see each other. You know, as in like me and my other members of the family and friends, all that stuff, because everyone's far from home. But I'm alright, though. So how about you, Wild? You had a good weekend so far? Let's see, in Southern California, burn bans are in effect. It has to do with the air quality, also the stagnant air that's there. Stagnant air means that lack of winds, cold, dense air is going to be settling in, but then only to end up going under warm and dry air. Wait, what am I saying? No, warm and moist air, as I would say. But for the record, well, let's just make it cool and dense air and warm and less dense air. But anyway, there's plenty of rains just on the northern side of the San Gabriel Mountains near Lancaster. But nothing much is going on throughout the rest of California. The Pacific Northwest, there isn't much that's going on over there at this time. Sorry about that. Yeah, and wow, how was the weather in your area? It looks like as though that winds are coming from the northwest, and you do have some flurries there. Let's take a look through windy.com. Okay. So yeah, I was right. The winds are actually moving it up to 20 miles an hour. Temperatures at 16 degrees Fahrenheit, which means that's about probably around negative 8 degrees Celsius, which is pretty cold. Been quite good. I've been a little bit busy. By the way, I was just about to join your stream last time, but you ended it right as I joined. Lol. Yeah, I mean, it was Thanksgiving Wild on Thursday, and well, actually there were two streams. One was from I think it was like 1 to 2. It only lasted for about an hour, and then after that I had to take a break. Went for my Thanksgiving dinner, and then came back at like 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And basically, like, it was pretty good. And I only played Minecraft after that. But I was gonna join yesterday, but the problem is that I got a headache. But right now I'm feeling better. Alright, so let's see. So it's all good, Wild. It's all good. Anyway, we do have winds in the northeast. They're actually generally blowing from the southwest, blowing towards the north. Many places are blowing up to 20 to 30 miles an hour, most likely in the interior parts, plus Long Island all the way to the coastal parts of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. And we go down to the south and the southeast. Let's see. Well, it looks like winds from Mississippi to Georgia and part Alabama and Tennessee. They're coming from the north. In the Carolinas, they're blowing from the west. Shift to the northeast. Winds are up to 25 in the lower Mississippi, the Carolina coastline, coastal Georgia up to 15, just up to 20 in the Appalachian part of the south. In Florida, you do have winds that are coming from the east, and they're blowing at 20 miles an hour, but a little stronger, up to 25 to 30 in the Keys. Let's see, today was a high of -6 or